It's the championship game of the 2025 BSN Sports Homestead Holiday Tournament, and it should be a good one. The 7th-ranked Mount Vernon Marauders face the 13th-ranked hosts, Homestead Spartans, with the title on the line. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the broadcast booth one more time. Braxton Hall joined alongside Atticus Dean, and here we go. 10 games of basketball have been played, and 11th is going on in the Victory Gym. And now number 12, the championship game, and some great players on display.
And what a way to end this tournament with a top 13 showdown between Mount Vernon and Homestead. Their first time playing each other as well, so that just adds to the grand spectacle of this game. So it should be a great one, as both these teams have been playing good all tournament. They've been playing all good all season, so should be a very fun one to end this holiday tournament.
So let's start things off with Homestead, both single-digit victories on their way to this championship game. They took down Center Grove 49-41 yesterday night, and then this morning they took down HSC 57-51.
And they played much better in that game against HSC. At Center Grove, they were struggling a little bit, and they had some dramatics at the end of the game, almost found a way to make that one more interesting than it had to be, but they came out and had a statement win against HSC. They played much better than their first game, and they look like a team that's ready to go out and compete with Mount Vernon.
And then meanwhile, for Mount Vernon, this is their second major tournament this week. They played in the Hall of Fame Classic on Tuesday, and they lost the championship game to the second-ranked team in the state, Crown Point. That was a game they led most of the way and just couldn't hang on late. Now they find themselves in another championship, more hardware on the line tonight against the Homestead Spartans. They first won a double overtime game against South Bend St. Joe last night in an all-time classic, and then they took down Zionsville.
Yeah, Mount Vernon, they're getting their get back for getting second place in their previous tournament and trying to win this one as a revenge arc there, and they've been playing extremely well, winning tough game after tough game. It's been fun to watch them all tournament.
Well, it is a big game, and one man who is no stranger to the big moment is Homestead's head coach, Chris Johnson. He's standing by with our Malachi Stout.
Thank you, Braxton. I'm here with Coach Johnson. And, Coach, you guys remain unbeaten in this holiday tournament so far. What do you guys need to do to win tonight and bring home the championship?
Oh, I mean, we've been playing extremely well over the last couple of days. We got a tough task tonight. We got a Mr. Basketball candidate and a kid, going to Purdue. So, but, there's other people involved. We got to make sure that we hold him down, know where he is defensively or on the offensive end, and then, for us, make sure that we are moving the basketball.
Thank you, Coach, and best of luck tonight. Braxton, Atticus, back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Malachi. That Mr. Basketball candidate going to Purdue. And that's Luke Ertl. We talked about him a lot in the game this morning. I think we're going to talk about him a lot more in this one tonight.
Yeah, and even in the game this morning, he couldn't quite find his jump shot like he wanted to, but he was still impacting the game in so many ways, getting to the basket, kicking out to his shooters, and playing great defense on Zionsville. So even when the jumpers aren't falling, Ertl is out there making an impact.
And he scores 24 points per game, the leading scorer for this team coming into this tournament. If you're Homestead, what's the game plan for shutting him down?
You want to send bodies at him. It's something you see at the highest level of basketball. You want to try to force other guys to beat you and try to confuse their star player by sending a lot of bodies at him. As if you are trying to drive, if you're Ertl and you see Welker and McNeese coming out, just those tall bodies, it's going to throw you off a bit. To try to send multiple bodies at Ertl and hope he makes a mistake, but there's not necessarily a whole lot you can do in a man one-on-one defense other than send multiple guys over.
All right, we're going to take one quick break, and we will be back in 30 seconds with starting lineups and tip-off from Spartan Arena. It's the championship game.
Rethink your limits.
We're back here at Spartan Arena, about to meet the starting lineups for this championship game in the 4th annual BSN Sports Homestead Holiday Tournament. And Homestead will be the home team in this game. They've been away for their last couple of contests, but on their home bench. So Mount Vernon's lineup: will be announced first out on the floor. And let's meet their players. It's going to be a 6'3" senior guard, Luke Ertl. He's the one we'll be watching all night long. 5'8" junior guard, Owen Doherty. 6'4" senior forward, Jack Gear. 6'1" senior forward, Brady Weber. And 6'8" junior forward, Max Weiss. Besides Ertl, who stands out in that starting lineup for you?
Definitely Jack Gears. In that first game this morning against Zionsville, he was really the only one that was able to find his three-point jump shot. He had 3 3-pointers in that one. He also has the size to play, great defense, so he's definitely a guy to watch on this Mount Vernon squad.
Speaking of size, keep an eye on Max Weiss. He didn't have the best game either earlier this morning, but he is a very talented player in the post. Hard not to be when you stand at 6'8". Meanwhile, the lineup for the Spartans, it's the usual. 6'1" freshman guard Mason Weaver, 6'1" sophomore guard Ryder Emmel, 6'1" junior guard Jake Kuhlman, 6'6" junior forward Mac Welker, and 6'6" senior forward Brogan McNeese. What stands out to you in the Homestead starting five?
One thing that stands out is really not about the starters specifically, but how they're going to have to play. And I'm looking at the newbies on this team, Mason Weaver and Ryder Emmel. This is the biggest game of their varsity career so far, and it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how they play. Do they rise to the occasion, or does the pressure get to them a little bit? Emmel and Weaver have both had standout performances so far in this season, but can they do it at the biggest stage so far for them this season? One
player to keep an eye on who wasn't in that starting five, Sky Dollins. You see him at the top there leading this high five line. He's come off the bench in every game this tournament. He's had an impact in every game as well. What can he do for Homestead in this one? It's the first ever meeting between these two schools. Homestead won this tournament in its inaugural edition back in 2022. They haven't been to the championship since. Mount Vernon, it's their first year in this tournament, and here they are playing for a piece of hardware 32 minutes away from one of these teams getting to hoist the trophy and win this tournament full of ranked teams and 8 of the best squads from across the state. It's 30 versus 30 in the circle. Mac Welker versus Max Weiss. The ball is tipped. We're underway, and the Spartans will control it to get things underway. Homestead's offense scoring 58 points per game this year. Jake Kuhlman will have it first off a screen from McNeese. Now over to Welker up top. And McNeese has it on the wing. A roll left. Hand off to Kuhlman at the top of the key. He works back towards the right side. In the hands of Weaver. Now McNeese again with it. Kuhlman on the wing, gonna pop a three-pointer. That's off the mark and out of bounds. Homestead comes up dry on their first possession.
And one thing the Homestead offense has struggled with this tournament, and really in their most recent games, is settling for tough outside jumpers there. You see it early with Kuhlman, just settling for a contested three on the first possession of the game.
There's Luke Ertl running the point for the Marauders. He's guarded by Ryder Emmel. It's gonna be a tough assignment tonight for Emmel. His first year on the varsity team as a sophomore. In the hands of Weber, he'll hand it off here to Daughtery. Now back to Ertl. He starts to drive, runs into McNeese. That pass got deflected, but stays in the hands of his teammates. And Ertl calls out an offensive set up top. And we'll again the one on him defensively. Daughtery has some space on the left side. We'll see if they look that direction. It's a bounce pass up top to Weiss. He struggled with penetration in the first game this morning. We'll see how he was able to get down low against the Spartans. Ertl comes out to Daughtery. Now back to Ertl. Lengthy possession to open things up for Mount Vernon, approaching the minute mark. Ertl drives right side, double teamed by the Spartans, throws it out to Daughtery, and back to Weiss. Homestead's defense standing strong right now.
The Spartans are doing a great job at sending bodies at Ertl. Anytime he drives, you have one of the bigs like Welker or McNeese flashing and not allowing him to drive.
In the hands of Ertl, now up top. Gear with it, will throw over to Doherty. Weiss, this possession now over 90 seconds long for Mount Vernon. Ertl will roll towards his left, guarded by Emmel. Mount Vernon team that usually plays at a fast pace, 62 points per game. Finally, they're going to take a shot. That's off the mark. Fight for the rebound. It's loose. Welker dives for it. It's still on the ground. Ends up in the hands of Weber. And the Marauders have it momentarily. Still a scrum. Emmel comes away with it for Homestead. Throws ahead to Weaver. He'll spin around. And Homestead scores first.
And that was a great possession there by the Spartans, playing a long defensive possession and still coming away with points and transition. That's what the Spartans are going to need to continue to do to be successful in this one.
Homestead takes the first lead, but a great find that time as Vice gets it assisted by Ertl.
That Ertl-Vice connection, something we're probably going to say a lot this game, as Ertl loves to find his big man down low.
Kuhlman gets a screen from McNeese, goes towards the left, a little bit of a step back, not going to shoot it, tosses it behind him to Immel. He's guarded by Ertl now on the other end of the floor. Weaver, midcourt logo, rolls towards the right. Going all the way to the baseline, tosses back to McNeese, has space. They're going to give him all that space as he goes up against Vice. And a foul going to be called against Doherty, I believe, down low, and it will be him who picks up his first.
And Doherty there just getting his hand caught in the cookie jar, trying to swipe at the basketball, just too much contact on the arm of McNeese. But if you're the Marauders, this is the guy you want to send to the free throw line.
Talked about it this morning, the free throw struggles of Brogan McNeese, and it's the same thing every time. He's just leaving them short. It almost feels like a mental thing at this point.
When you miss so many free throws, it is mentally draining. So when you play basketball just not as mentally confident as you should be, you tend to miss free throws, and especially short, because you just have less energy.
McNeese goes 0 of 2 at the line on that trip. Doherty passes out to Ertl. Ertl with it, going to take the long two and connect on that one for the Marauders.
The Spartans are going to have to figure out what they're going to do on screens, as if you leave Ertl that much space when he comes off a screen, it's going to be an easy jumper every single time.
Kuhlman spinning around. That's short off the rim. Vice on the board for Mount Vernon. Throws it up ahead to Gear. He'll turn around back to Vice. In the hands of Ertl. He's going to pull it from the volleyball line, and why not? He hits it.
And a tough shot there by Ertl, and that's a shot you're just going to have to give up if you're Homestead.
And if he wants to take that, you got to let him, but man, that is impossible to guard. Pass down low. That's knocked away easily by Gear. And Mount Vernon starting to enforce themselves. Vice enforces himself on the basket.
And the big man getting rewarded for sprinting down the court off of the Spartans turnover.
And now in the hands of McNeese, just inside the arc. Whole body up against Vice. Turn around on the baseline, looking for something. He's just going to throw that one away to Doherty. Now Earl has it. Mount Vernon rolling right now, and a whistle and a foul called on Homestead as Ertl started to go up with the shot, and it's going to go against Weaver, which means he'll pick up his first. And substitutions going to be coming in for Homestead as Sky Downs and Braylon McNeese go to the scores table. Ertl will go to the free throw line. And the first free throw is good. He leads this team 85% on the year coming into this tournament. Braylon McNeese will take the spot of his brother, Brogan, out on the floor. And Dollins will take the place of Weaver. Second free throw coming up for Ertl. And that one good as well. He's got 7 points. Not even 5 minutes into this game. Kuhlman across the timeline. Going over to the right. Now up top, Braylon McNeese has space. He is going to take it eventually. And that's short off the rim. He waited a little bit too long. Vice was able to come up and contest the shot. And now Ertl on the other end. It's an 11-0 run right now. Doherty makes it a 14-0 run for Mount Vernon. And Coach Johnson forced to call a timeout for Homestead.
Take another look at that one. Tough shot from the undersized Doherty through the hands of Dollins, and the shot making of the Marauders has picked up considerably compared to their game against Zionsville.
It's a full timeout. We'll take it right along with them, 14-2, with 2:53 remaining in the first quarter.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
14-2, Mount Vernon leading Homestead. Just over 5 minutes into this championship game of the BSN Sports Homestead Holiday Tournament. Braxton Hall, Atticus Dean, and Malachi Stout with you for this one. What a start it has been for the Marauders. Got a little nervous when it took them 2 minutes to get on the scoring sheet, but since then they put up 14 straight points.
Yeah, after that first possession, they've just picked things up, and who else but Luke Ertl leading the charge for the Marauders. Quick 7 points for him, and it's looking like it's going to be a hard time to guard him for 4 quarters for the Spartans.
Homestead, forget guarding. You got to start getting some points on the offensive end as well to have a chance. McNeese has it dumped into Dollins. He'll throw it all the way out to Coolman. It was a little bit high, but Coolman is going to get a look. Not a very good one, though, as he goes off the side of the rim.
Surprised there Dollins didn't take advantage of the size advantage he had over Daugherty down low.
Ertl throws it out to Daugherty. Now Weiss up top. Gear passes to Ertl. He's got another one. Ertl stepping up on the big stage.
And once again, just a tough shot there by Ertl. Not a whole lot you can do if you're MON, the Spartans defense.
Matthew Arena better watch out because this guy is coming with a vengeance next year when he gets to Purdue. A foul going to be called down low against Weiss. So that'll be his first of the game. We'll send Sky Dollins to the free throw line. Homestead has not scored for almost 4 minutes in this game. And Dollins will finally break the drought.
Now Homestead finally seeing something go through the bucket. Just try to get a stop and see if you can string together a couple good offensive possessions in a row. And if you can get this to a single-digit deficit going into the break before the second quarter, that's a win for Homestead.
Dollins hits both. It's crazy. Homestead only has 5 field goal attempts right now. Mount Vernon has more makes than Homestead has attempts. They're not even managing to get shots off a lot of times. Gear has his pass deflected by McNeese, but Weiss is there. Now toss it over to Ertl. Splits the defenders on the pass to Weiss. Down low, Weber. Posting up against Coolman, and that rolls off the rim, so Homestead gets a defensive stop. Welker, who just really hasn't been anywhere for Homestead so far in this game, brings it up the floor. And now the three-pointer from McNeese. That is way too strong. Easy rebound for Weber.
Once again, the Spartans settling for these tough three-point shots.
Daugherty, it's an easy three-point shot for him. It is raining threes for the Marauders, and Daugherty's got 2 of them.
And Daugherty was relatively quiet in that Zionsville game. Well, he's picking it up when it matters most for his team.
1 minute to go, first quarter, 20-4. The lead for Mount Vernon. McNeese on the wing. Goes to the block. Turns around to Dollins. Now Coolman has it. He'll step up and get a bump as he's able to draw the contact there and the foul call on Brady Weber.
Another look at that there. Coolman just getting Weber off his feet, going into the body. Easy call for the official there. And another easy way to get points if you're Homestead. In the scoring job, just get to the free throw line.
First free throw from Coolman is good. 75% on the year coming into this tournament. Vernon going to make a couple substitutions here. Crazy, only 3 players have scored for Homestead in this game. That's what happens when you only have 5 points at this stage in the first quarter. Coolman has 2. Weaver and Dollins each have 2 as well. 14-point game. Ertl will bring it up into the front court. And will guard him defensively. And right now, looks like Mount Vernon's going to be content to just hold for the final shot of this first quarter, and why not? You've built a 14-point lead. No need to risk giving Homestead any extra possessions. Ertl just dribbling and waiting for this clock to tick down. And comes up a little bit, but now we'll back off, and here comes the motion offensively for the offense. Collins holding the ball, just checking the game. Ertl's going to pull another one from deep. That one off the mark. Loose ball. McNeese got the rebound for Homestead, but it looked like he was out of bounds. So Mount Vernon is going to get an inbound with 1 second on the clock.
Another opportunity to score for the Marauders, and against Zionsville, they were good at scoring in these low time situation. See if they can repeat that here to end the first.
Ertl inbounds it to Weiss. He's not going to get the shot off in time. He did hit it. Oh, they're going to count the bucket. One official said no, and one signaling yes. I mean, I can't imagine that shot was off in time. So they're going to talk about this. And you see Coach Johnson there pleading his case. I mean, there's only 1 second on the clock. And they are going to count the bucket in the end, though. So 22-6 is the score after one. Count the points. It's all Mount Vernon after one.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Back underway here in the second quarter. Mount Vernon leading by 16 over Homestead. Three-pointer from Collins. That's off the mark to begin the quarter. But 8 minutes of play in the books. It has been all Mount Vernon so far.
Yeah, they're just hitting every single three imaginable. It's like a three-point contest out there between themselves as the Spartans defense, they're trying, but they're just not able to get out there quick enough.
Well, they are going to get a bucket here on their first possession of this second quarter. And the bucket comes from Immel. His first 2 points of the game. So your Homestead, a really rough first quarter. How do you turn this around?
It starts defensively. I know there's not a whole lot you can do when you're trying to guard Ertl, but you have to not give up those threes there. As Gear had a pretty good look, but just not able to knock it down. And you need to turn your defense into quick offense. They're letting the defense of Mount Vernon get set up rather than push the ball in pace. And when you have Weiss down low, it's going to be hard to get anything in the paint.
We'll say, I know it's early, just a minute into this quarter, but it's both been three-point attempts from Mount Vernon. Maybe not going to the paint quite as much, and Homestead going to get lucky here as a foul call goes against the Marauders on the rebound, and that'll go against Ertl. That'll be his first.
And I can't necessarily blame the Spartans for not driving, as you have the 6'8" shot blocker and Weiss down low. For an NBA comparison, it's like driving with Victor Wembanyama in the paint. There's just not a great angle to get a shot off.
Inbound to Kuhlman here. Ertl had 10 points in the first quarter, outscoring the entirety of Homestead. Yeah, looks like we had an off-ball foul call here, and that one is going to go against Gear.
Gear and Welker were fighting for position down low, and just a little bit too much contact from Gear.
Quick score update. The 7th place game over in the Victory Gym has gone to halftime. Center Grove leads Carroll 23-21. You can watch that stream on our channel if you would like. But this is the championship game, and almost a takeaway there for Mason Meyer. Couldn't quite rein it in and goes out of bounds.
And a risky pass there from Donalds, just trying to inbound the ball. Is just not an easy task against this Mount Vernon defense. It's been stifling all tournament long.
Dollins throws it in to Braylon McNeese, who tosses it over to Kuhlman. He'll take it up into the front court. Now back to McNeese. And Welker will have the ball. Kuhlman up top. Right side McNeese. Dollins on the midcourt logo over to Kuhlman. McNeese. Kuhlman. McNeese to Welker. A little bit of a bump. Welker's going to spin around, and he is going to be fouled on the shot. He'll go to the free throw line. A big reason Homestead's offense is struggling. That man right there, number 30. No points so far in this game.
Yeah, Welker just hasn't had a great opportunity to get the ball down low as he's posting up, but just the backside help of Vice or Gear or somebody else for the Marauders is making Immel or Kuhlman just hesitant to throw that entry pass down low.
Welker, first free throw is short off the front of the rim. Brogan McNeese will come back into the game. Welker was shooting 81% coming into this tournament. Second free throw on the way. That one rattles in, so he goes 1 of 2. And he'll get onto the scoreboard in this one. Ertl into the front court for Mount Vernon. Bounces it to Collins. Now Vice. Throws it to Meyer. Weber to Ertl. Guarded tightly by Kuhlman. Ertl blows by, runs into Immel, and draws a whistle. Johnson not happy with that, but a foul call nonetheless. It'll send Luke Ertl to the free throw line.
It was on McNeese. Take another look. I'm not quite sure what they got him for. Might have got his hand after hitting the ball. Not quite sure, but nonetheless, Spartans have to play through the adversity, and Ertl at the free throw line once again.
I will say, it was kind of hard to tell on that look. Maybe Immel had a little bit of contact on the back end, but I really didn't see it from McNeese. I think it's probably the arm motion coming down that drew the foul from the officials. Ertl misses the first, a rare miss. They'll get the second one back. Back to a 14-point lead for Mount Vernon. This is around where it's been for most of the game so far. Kuhlman into the front court, rolls off the Welker screen. Now tosses it to McNeese up top. He's got a lot of space, but not going to shoot it as he goes over to Immel. He's going to pull up just inside the arc and get that long jumper to go.
Immel's starting to find his jumper there. That's 2 tough middies in a row for the sophomore.
Homestead settling, and the question is, can they make a comeback push? Not if Vice is doing that to you.
Which is so hard to guard Vice down low, and then you add the fact that he can shoot over you. Just makes it that much harder to guard this Mount Vernon team.
Immel with the ball. He'll drive and throw it back before a travel call comes. McNeese goes to Welker. He's going to go off the McNeese screen, and that rolls off the rim. Ertl will bring it up the floor on the far side. Setting up at the free throw line. He'll take the jumper over Immel. Why not? Luke Ertl is feeling it right now.
Another tough shot made by the senior. Just giving Immel a bit of a taste of his own medicine there. A mid-range pull-up over Immel.
Kuhlman goes to the left. On the block, he'll pull up and bank that one in off the glass. First made field goal for Kuhlman in this game. Ertl throws it over to Vice. He's going to try another triple. That one is short, but Collins on the offensive boards, and he's going to be hit on the shoulder as he goes up by McNeese, and an and one coming his way.
And the offensive rebounding of the Marauders has been great all tournament long, and a great move there by Collins, getting the Spartans to jump through the contact for the and one. But if you're Homestead, you have to be able to rebound there. You got a rare miss from 3 from Mount Vernon, just not able to capitalize and end the possession.
Foul was calling on Braylon McNeese, his first, as he'll go over to the bench. So Collins will go for the N1. Vice is going to check out for a breather, and Jack Gear will take his place out on the floor at the 5. Collins N1 free throw is good. And one more substitution going to be made. Ben Schaefer will come in for the Marauders, up by 18. About halfway through the second quarter of the championship game in the BSN Sports Homestead Holiday Tournament. Kuhlman down low to Welker on the right block. Spinning around underneath the basket, left hand no good. Gets his own miss, left hand no good again. Another offensive rebound, this time Brogan McNeese. And a jump ball, the arrow keeps it with Homestead.
And 2 missed layups there by Welker, and just plays he wish he could have back there. And I think Welker may be bleeding, so I think Braxton, our streak, whenever we are on the call together, people just tend to bleed.
The 5th game in a row that Atticus and I do a game together, and a player starts bleeding out on the floor, and it's Welker for the 2nd time out of those 5. It just seems to be a tradition at this point. You see Johnson there talking to the officials about something, maybe wanting to make sure Welker can get back into the game without resuming this first.
I believe part of it may have been also just the fact that might have been a foul down low as Welker took a shot to the nose. That's probably why he's bleeding, just going up through multiple bodies for those tough layups. Johnson maybe also talking about potentially missing a foul there from the officials, but not a professional lip reader, so can't tell there. But
so Sky Downs will take the place of Welker momentarily. Kuhlman goes up short off the rim. Mount Vernon can really put a stranglehold on the Spartans in the final 3:40 of this first half. Luke Ertl draws another whistle, and he'll go back to the line.
And one of the traits of great scorers is getting to the free throw line there. You see Ertl just a quick first step around Emmel and just able to draw contact. And if you're going to be considered a great scorer, you have to be able to get to the free throw line. A lot of people like to talk bad about shooting a lot of free throws, but it's a talent, it is a skill getting to the free throw line.
First free throw no good from Ertl. Back to the line for his second. That one is good. He's now got 14. Up the far side, Emma will have the ball. Over to Weaver. Now Kuhlman on the baseline. Goes to McNeese. He'll float it up left-handed and get that one to go.
A great find there by Kuhlman to McNeese, but just not enough to replicate the same outpour that the Marauders are having in this first half.
Weiss goes over to Ertl. Can he hit another one? Not this time. It's short, but another offensive rebound for Doherty. Ertl again rolls off the Weiss screen. Kicks out Doherty. Three-pointer. That time no good. We know how much he loves to shoot him from the corners, and that one almost dropped in. Kuhlman has it for Homestead. Can they maybe cut this lead to single digits by halftime? Got to hit your shots to do that, and that one's off the mark from Emmel.
Emmel just hesitated a little bit on that three.
And the ball rocketed to Weiss from Ertl, but a travel is called before any potential foul occurred. So Homestead will be back on offense.
And a great pass there from Ertl to Weiss, but travel call voids the layup. The Spartans getting a bit of a break there.
Kuhlman with the ball. Walk it up here for Homestead. Pass to McNeese. Now back to Kuhlman. Inside the arc. Welker gets the floater down low, but can't hang on to it as Ertl is all over him on the defensive end, just shutting down Mac Welker. Not only is Ertl performing offensively, but he and Weiss are not letting Welker do anything for the Spartans. Ertl calls out the offensive play, ticking towards 2 minutes left in this first half. In the hands of Gear. Now Weiss. Back to Ertl. Behind the back pass to Weiss. Ertl is going to pop the three with Weaver in pursuit. That rattles off the rim. And Welker will get the rebound. Going up the left side. He'll turn it around. Emmel three-pointer on the way. That one is strong. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Mount Vernon.
And the Spartans offense just struggling to dial anything up from range there. It's quality look from Emmel, one of the guys that you want shooting if you're Homestead, but just not able to connect there. And they really need to get some of these open looks to start falling if they want a chance to come back in this one.
Homestead has missed 7 3-pointers in this game, yet to hit one, and they're shooting just 29% from the field overall. Ertl hands it off, down the hands of Weiss. Schaefer bounces it to Ertl. A roll around, kick out, Doherty three-pointer. That one's off the mark. Mount Vernon slowed down just a little bit, but Homestead's offense has not been able to pick up the pace to cut into this lead. Immel picks up his dribble, less than a minute left in the first half. Now Weaver over to Immel. Bounce to McNeese. On the wing. Hand off to Kuhlman. Head fake. 40 seconds left on the clock. Schaefer's all over him. McNeese open at the free throw line. And sure enough, he misses it. Mount Vernon will get the rebound. Ertl will take it up into the front court. He's just going to dribble out the clock now. 20 seconds left. Ertl hanging on here. Feeds it down to Weiss. He's bumped. No whistle. Homestead ball. Kuhlman to Weaver. McNeese at the buzzer. Didn't have time to gather himself. Couldn't finish it off. And the first half comes to an end, and it is all Mount Vernon 32-15. Halftime of the BSN Sports Homestead Holiday Tournament Championship game.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits. Rethink your limits.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10349 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carryout by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
The Air National Guard allows you to serve your state and country just one weekend a month while living your everyday life the other 28 days. You can earn up to $1,200 a month and get 100% of your college tuition paid for. For more information, search Fort Wayne Black Snakes on Facebook or Instagram, or call 260-478-3247 to connect with a recruiter today.
For more than 30 years and 2 generations, RT and Colin Green have given Fort Wayne more than proven personal injury representation. They have shared everyday life with the people they serve. These deep ties give RT, Colin, and every member of Team Green Law the local Fort Wayne knowledge and insight to know the best way to help you get the recovery you deserve. See the difference local experience makes. For a free consultation, visit us online at teamgreenlaw.com. Team Green Law, for you, with you.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10349 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carryout by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station. Marco's Pizza, located at 10349 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carryout by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
The Air National Guard allows you to serve your state and country just one weekend a month while living your everyday life the other 28 days. You can earn up to $1,200 a month and get 100% of your college tuition paid for. For more information, search Fort Wayne Black Snakes on Facebook or Instagram, or call 260-478-3247 to connect with a recruiter today.
Welcome back to Spartan Arena. It is halftime of the 2025 BSN Sports Homestead Holiday Tournament, and the Mount Vernon Marauders are on their way to winning the tournament title in their first appearance in this Holiday Hoops tournament as they lead over the host Homestead Spartans 32-15. Braxton Hall and Atticus Dean with you here for the OPS halftime report. We have some of the first half stats in front of us, and let's just say it's not pretty for the Spartans. 24% from the field compared to 79% for Mount Vernon. I mean, not only is Homestead struggling, but Mount Vernon is hardly missing in this game. They only missed two two-pointers, in the entirety of the first half. Homestead 0 of 7 from 3.
Yeah, the Spartans, they're settling for these tough three-point jumpers, and they're not hitting them. Just a wombo combo of poorness in the first half for the Spartans, and it's hard to get downhill when you have the defensive intensity that Mount Vernon has, but they're going to have to figure out a way to get someone down low involved, especially Mac Welker. I mean, Welker held to 1 point in the first half from a free throw. You got to try to find a way to get your star player going in Welker if you want a chance to pick up your offense.
Welker had 26 points this morning. At one point, I think he might have a chance to get to his career high of 31. And you mentioned it, just 1 point in the first half. What a difference a few hours makes quick score update. Carroll and Center Grove are in the late stages of the third quarter in the 7th place game, and Carroll is leading that one 29 to now 27 against the Trojans. So that the only other game left in this tournament, as this championship will put a bow on it in 16 minutes time as we look towards the second half. If there's any hope for Homestead in this final 16 minutes, what's it going to be?
Well, I was just talking about it. You got to diversify your offense. You got to try to get downhill and down low. They're settling for these threes and not hitting them. And then defensively, they need to rebound the basketball better. They're struggling to rebound and end possessions. And it's hard to play defense when Mount Vernon is rarely missing. But when they do finally get that rare miss out of the Marauders, they have to secure the rebound.
Well, Mount Vernon had 0 turnovers in the first half. Homestead didn't have a ton. They only had 3, but obviously it's still 3 more than the Marauders had, and they were out-rebounded by 5 in that first half. We're about to get the second half underway, and Malachi Stout got a chance to catch up with Coach Johnson on his way out of the locker room. What did he tell you, Malachi?
Well, Braxton, he was telling me the offense is not where it needs to be. They need to get Mac more touches and more shots up. He said they're going to try to get him the ball. He said that they're bottling him up right now, but they need to find ways to still get him the ball and get shots up.
All right, thank you, Malachi. As kind of the same thing we touched on, Mac Welker just 1 point in that first half. He's going to have to open things up as well. The rest of the Homestead offense, no player scored more than 4. And that was Ryder Emmel and Jake Kummel who had 4 apiece in the first 16 minutes. Speaking of 16 minutes, that's how much time's left. So one of these teams will be crowned champion of the tournament. Here we go. Ertl has it for Mount Vernon, guarded by Emmel. He's going to bounce it to Weiss, a little bit of a bobble with Welker on him, and thrown out to Gear. Now Ertl again with it. Remember, Mount Vernon's first possession in the first half took a minute and a half, so they're okay winding the clocks when they need to. Doherty, though, has the open 3. That is strong, and Kuhlman will get the rebound.
And there they get a miss from the Marauders, and Doherty missing another corner 3. Usually doesn't miss those, but now it's up to their offense to respond off the miss.
Kuhlman floats it down to Welker. He'll go underneath Weiss and get his first made field goal of the game.
And there you can see early Coach Johnson's game plan, just getting the ball down low to Welker in a one-on-one matchup and able to navigate through the weak side help is Welker.
Homestead's defense settled in the second quarter. Looked a lot better, but the offense was the struggle bus. Can that start working in the third quarter for a potential comeback? Ertl up top, guarded by Emmel. He's going to explode, feed it to Weiss. Beautiful find, kicked out to Doherty. He's off the mark again. He's been struggling since the first quarter when he couldn't miss. Up ahead goes Kuhlman. He's going to go right side and knocked away at the last second by Weiss out of bounds.
A tough layup there attempted by Kuhlman, and just the help side presence of Weiss sending that one out of bounds.
Weaver inbounds to Kuhlman, catch and shoot 3. That rattles in for the Spartans. They open up this half on a 5-0 run.
Finally getting a three-pointer to fall is Homestead.
And a timeout is going to be called by Mount Vernon as Homestead has its best offensive stretch of the game. Kuhlman, plenty of time to set up for that attempt. It's a 12-point game. Spartans not done yet.
Yeah, can't count them out. I mean, basketball is a game of runs, and Homestead on one right now. And it's up to them to keep it going, but it's also the Marauders. They're just struggling to knock down some of these open looks that they were hitting earlier, and the game script could possibly flip. I mean, if the Spartans heat up and the Marauders struggle, we could have a very interesting ball game down the stretch.
Both teams have 4 timeouts left for the rest of this game, so plenty to work with. It's been a very clean game. Really no one in foul trouble for either side, and no fouls committed so far in the second half. And they actually just added a timeout back to Homestead on the scoreboard. I'll have to double check if that ends up being right. Regardless, it is Mount Vernon ball following their team's timeout. Gear has it, guarded by McNeese. Bounce it to Ertl. Emmel's all over him. Ertl goes, passes it to Weiss, thrown out to the corner. Doherty's not going to take the shot. Ertl. He's going to drive, go up, and yeah, I want to go over Kuhlman.
That's just too easy there for Ertl, just the help side for Homestead not making enough of an impact.
Weaver passes it over to Kuhlman. Now Braylon McNeese is going to pull the trigger on a three. That one goes off the rim. Erdl again with it. Starts going towards the right. Walking around. No travel call. I think they've said it was deflected by Homestead, which is the reason the travel wasn't called. And Erdl will take it back up top. Throw it over to his left. And now he'll reset the offense as he feeds it to Doherty. Erdl. Doherty. Back to Erdl. Another lengthy possession from Mount Vernon. They've been playing a slower pace compared to usual in this game. Erdl fires it down low to Weber, and he'll lay that one in.
And a great pass there from Erdl. Not only is he able to score when he gets in the paint, but he's able to set up his teammates for easy points like the previous play.
Those are demoralizing. You give those up as a defense. You're on defense for so long, give up a bucket, and then turn it over on the offensive end, but Kuhlman gets it right back for the Spartans. No help, though, so have to reset it up to Emma. He'll take the triple, and that's off the mark. Erdl slowly walks it up the floor for Mount Vernon on the far side. At the volleyball line. Dribbling. Kicks out. Doherty. Bounces it to Erdl. Thrown over to Gear. Now Erdl. Weiss, another open three-point look for him, and that one off the mark. Weber can't keep it alive as he goes out of bounds.
And Homestead's offense starting to settle again on their most recent plays, just settling for these tough jump shots. It's about some of the best looks they're going to get, though, as the defense from the Marauders has been great all night.
Kuhlman with it for Homestead. Down low to Welker on the right block, and came loose for a second, and timeout was called by Coach Johnson of the Spartans. 30-second timeout, so we will keep it here. Scoreboard showing they have 4 timeouts left, but that is their second timeout taken into this game, so I have to get an update on what's going on with that situation. Regardless, timeout Spartans down 16. They showed that flash of energy to begin the quarter, but Mount Vernon again reasserting their dominance now.
And it was a great timeout by Coach Bradburn for Mount Vernon. Is just a quick timeout, no reason to panic if you're Mount Vernon off that run, and you also kill the momentum that the Spartans had, and that's a great use of a timeout, and you can see its effect as the Marauders went on a little run of their own, and once again, it's just really the defense of the Marauders that's throwing off the Spartans. Even when they try to get the ball to Welker down there, they're just sending multiple guys to Welker and forcing him to kick it out, if he can even make a pass out.
And now Homestead uses a timeout of their own, hoping for the same success Mount Vernon found. Kuhlman goes over to Emmel, three-pointer. That is not a success as it goes off the rim. Erdl on the near side of the floor. He's going to pull up on the wing. He has got it. Luke Erdl, 19 points now on the night.
Erdl just unconscious, scoring the basketball, and this one just looks just comfortable out there in every single spot.
Welker pulls the three and gets that one to go for the Spartans. His first made three-pointer of this one. Erdl bounces it to Weiss. Will spin around. Left side, had it knocked by Welker, but a foul as Welker clipped the arm, so Max Weiss will go to the free throw line. And you see they have corrected on the scoreboard now. Homestead has 3 timeouts left, and Mount Vernon has 4. Weiss, his first free throw on the way, and that one's good.
Now you see an interesting substitution is Cameron Aubrey coming in, the sophomore for this team. He's a great three-point shooter on the JV squad, so Coach Johnson needing a spark plug, trying to find that answer in the sophomore.
You got to try something, and this holiday tournament in the past has been a situation where Homestead has found new players. It's when Jake Coleman stepped up his freshman year for the Spartans, even Mac Wilker a little bit. He was already on the varsity roster getting minutes, but the holiday tournament's really when he made his mark freshman year. Speaking of Jake Coleman, put the three there for the Spartans.
Coleman's starting to figure things out offensively. He's finally up to double digits for Homestead, but they just haven't been able to close the distance.
15-point game. Ertl will get it right back up to the halftime margin of 17.
Just another tough finish there from Ertl through contact with the right hand.
Immel with it. Tosses to Abring. Dish to Welker. He's going to pull up for the jumper. That one off the mark from about 15 feet. And Ertl, 21-point game for him so far. The reverse of his jersey number. He'll pass it out. Collins has the three-pointer. That's off the mark. Gear, though, gets the rebound and gives it to Weber. Now back to Weiss. Deep three-pointer from Ertl. That one off the mark, out of bounds. And Sky Downs will check in for Homestead as Braylon McNeese goes to the bench.
And Coach Johnson just trying to find guys out there that can provide a spark, and Downs has been doing it all tournament long, but can he find a way to impact the game on the defensive end when his team needs a stop?
Dollins on that far side goes to Welker. A fake, step up, using his body to create separation, and it works to get him 2 points. Welker now has 8 points in this game. 7 of them have come in the second half. Ertl. Weiss kicks it out. Driving Gear will lay it in on a contested layup. Dollins looking around. Go to Welker, knocked free, diving for it, and Coach Johnson got a timeout, so it'll end up being Homestead basketball. I believe there's going to be a 30-second timeout. Oh, nope, it's going to be a full timeout. 45-28, 35 seconds left in this third quarter. We'll step away. And no, they are going to make it a 30-second timeout, so we'll actually end up keeping it here, confusing everyone on how long this timeout will be. We got 35 seconds till the end of the quarter. Picking up where we left off to begin the second half. 17-point Mount Vernon lead. It just seems like it's going to take a miracle at this point for Homestead to come back.
Yeah, Homestead just running out of time to find a way back, and this one is, we've been talking, they've had some little mini runs like in a row, but it's just not been enough to conquer the Marauders. As anytime Homestead shows signs of life, Luke Ertl just goes out there and makes great play after great play. And not only Ertl, but his supporting cast, even though they may not have the most points, they've been doing every little thing right, whether it be great defense or getting the offensive rebounds. It's really been a total team effort by the Marauders, but obviously the poster boy of this performance is Luke Ertl.
Abring will toss it to Coleman softly here. Coleman dribbling on the mid-court logo. I guess Homestead holds for a little bit here before they take a shot. Abring to Coleman and back up top. Coleman gonna pull a three-pointer, that one off the rim. Collins defense rebound, he'll trip. And it off to Ertl, shot not gonna be off in time and too strong anyways. And the third quarter comes to an end. It's 45-28. Mount Vernon leads by 17, 8 minutes remain in the Homestead Holiday Tournament. 45-28 after 3 quarters of play here in the championship game of the BSN Sports Homestead Holiday Tournament. The Marauders of Mount Vernon 8 minutes away from being crowned tournament champions. Ryder Immel, though, in Homestead trying to spark a comeback.
And Immel finally finding some success from beyond the arc with a 3. And you mentioned maybe finding a little run here, a little magic to shorten this deficit.
Ertl has it taken away by Coolman. And a jump ball is going to be called here. And the arrow keeps it with the Marauders. A little wet spot out on the floor, and they'll get cleaned up right in front of the free throw line. And Ertl will inbound it on the baseline now. Carroll and Center Grove, the game going over in the other gym, the 7th place game. Chargers lead by 5 late in the 4th quarter of that one. Both those teams trying to make sure they don't go winless here in this Homestead Holiday Tournament. Ertl gives it to Collins. Now Gear. Has Welker in his face, but able to toss it over to Ertl. Another lengthy possession from Mount Vernon to open up a quarter.
Mount Vernon more than inclined to they have the lead. Time is in their favor. Why not hold and get a good shot?
Collins goes baseline, Euro, and lays it in.
And a great move there by Collins. Just that change of pace down low. Too hard to guard.
Kick down to Abring, now Immel. Throw back to Abring. Welker. 3-pointer on its way. No good. Ertl taking it into the front court. Still sitting on 21 points in this game. Gives it to Gear. Back to Ertl. He's going to drive in the middle and now give him 23 points in this one.
It's another tough bucket for Ertl. Down low, bumping into the Spartans defense to create enough separation for the floater to go.
Abring is going to be fouled by Collins. It was all over him here, so first foul committed by either team in this quarter. It'll be a side-out inbound coming from Homestead. So Doherty and Weiss are going to check back in now for Mount Vernon. And Immel will have the ball now for Homestead. Picking up his dribble. Tosses it to Coolman. Down low to Abring. He'll lay it underneath the basket.
Good passing cut there from the Spartans offense, and they've really been lacking that element of offense, just not able to move very well off the ball all night.
Ertl bounces it here to Gear. Now in the hands of Ice. Ertl again with it. Gonna turn it around. 3-pointer on the way. That one misses from Gear, but Ertl gets the offensive board, the leading rebounder for this team. The reverse as Ertl goes up and under.
There, and once again the Spartans being punished for not being able to get the rebound as Ertl tracks down the rebound and gets the reward.
Immel 3-pointer, catch and shoot, no good. Weiss on the defensive boards for Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon fans beginning to clap in the stands. They can taste this championship that's going to be coming their way back to Fortville in about 4 minutes and 40 seconds as Ertl dribbles it on the midcourt logo. Tossed over to Weber. Hand it off to Ertl. Bounced. Underneath, Weber feeds it. Doherty, corner 3, and he's back on track.
It's another wide open look from 3 for Mount Vernon. You can't keep giving those up.
Coolman, 3-pointer is off the mark. Homestead is just hoisting up threes at this point, trying to get something to happen, but nothing is doing. Midway through this 4th quarter now. Ertl dribbling all over the place. Dishes it down low to Weber. He'll throw it all the way back out. Free throw line jumper. That time no good from Gear. Coleman will get the rebound for the Spartans. Now Dollins has it to Immel. Bounce to Welker on the left block. Spinning around, and that one no good. Hurdle up the floor on the near side. We'll back it off now, guarded by Immel. And we'll get a screen from Weber. They got him a little bit of separation in the defensive switch to Kuhlman. More of a mismatch here as he passes it to Weiss. Homestead has a double team come in, knocks it free on the ground. Weiss feeds it to Doherty, and that sums up how things have been going for Mount Vernon. What a play there to put the dagger in the heart of the Spartans.
I mean, the Marauders, they can do no wrong here in this one. I mean, what a perfect pass, even being on the floor from Weiss to a wide-open Daugherty.
Dollins will toss it over to Kuhlman. 2.5 minutes left in this one. Welker is going to pull the three. That's no good. Weiss will get the rebound. And again, the Mount Vernon fans clapping as their team comes back up the court. Homestead is about to empty the bench. Ertl, no good on that three-pointer. Abraham will toss it over to Kuhlman. Rolling it into the front court. Kuhlman gets downhill. He'll be fouled on the way up and go to the line with 2:01 remaining. Looks like Mount Vernon's about to empty the bench as well. After this first free throw from Kuhlman, Ertl getting a standing ovation as he heads over to the bench area, about to check out of this game. And the first free throw is good from Kuhlman. And here come those big substitutions. The Mount Vernon fans cheering as their boys are about to be crowned the champions of this Homestead Holiday Tournament. Vernon Lee is waiting at the scorer's table for Kuhlman should he make this, and he does. So Kuhlman will check out of the game as well. And finish it with 12. But Luke Ertl, the man of the day, his standing ovation as he caps off his 23-point performance. Collins. Goes over to Smith. Now Collins with it again. Down low. And a whistle. And that is going to send Meyer to the free throw line.
And they got Lee there with the contact to Meyer.
Excuse me, I shorted Ertl 2 points. He actually had 25 in this game for Mount Vernon. The standout performance for him, just over a season average of 24. Meyer goes 2 of 2 at the line. Marauders right around their season average of 62 points per game. Goody passes it to Wells. Now Abraham. Over to Lee. Wagner. Wells with it. And now Goody. To Abraham. Lee with the ball to Wells. I'll work towards the middle. Goody throws it out to Abraham. Gonna drive in the middle. Lee not gonna take the shot in the corner as Collins comes in. He'll dish it out to Goody. And now Wells bumps into Meyer, turns around, three-pointer on the way. That's off the mark. Lee will get the rebound. Pass over to Wells. Going baseline. Bumps into Schaefer, puts up a shot, and Wells gets that one to drop in. 30 seconds left in this one. Should be the final possession here, but not if Wagner's able to get a steal and take it to the other end. He will get 2 points. Put it to a 20-point game, and Mount Vernon's Collins will just walk this up the floor. Schaefer will hold it at the midcourt logo, and time is going to wind down and eventually expire in their first year as tournament participants. The 7th-ranked team in the state, Mount Vernon Marauders, take home the Homestead Holiday Tournament Championship title.
And it was a great performance from the team, just capping off their just great tournament all around. I mean, they had the double overtime game that they got the win in. They had a dominant game here. They also had a great game against Zionsville. So just from start to finish, Mount Vernon just proving that they are a team to fear come playoff time.
This game and this tournament had a little bit of everything. This team experienced a little bit of everything. You see Homestead's athletic director, Rob Irwin, awarding the championship trophy to Mount Vernon. And they will be taking that trophy back to Fortville. They are the 4th different team to win this title in the 4-year history of the event. No team has been able to repeat as champions. And there you see them there. Homestead won it in 2022. 2023, it was HSE. Last year, it was Zionsville. But this year, it is all about the Marauders. And that man right in the middle, number 12, will put up 25 points in this game.
And Ertl just took over this one. You could tell from the jump. I mean, he was ready to go out there and have a great performance. He really struggled to shoot the ball well in Zionsville, and you could tell he wanted to have a good game as a revenge.
Waiting to hear from Luke Ertl. So we'll be with our Malachi Stout momentarily after his great performance here tonight. Vernon gets the victory and wins this championship 59-39 in the end. The record for Mount Vernon will improve to 10-2 on the year. We're going to become one of the first teams in the state to reach a double-digit win total this year, and obviously one of the better teams in the state is ranked 7th in the rankings. They are 6th in the Sagarin ratings overall, 5th in 4A. They have the 8th hardest strength of schedule and still finding all the success with that being the case. They're going to be a competitor when we get to the state tournament.
Yeah, and this tournament helps prove it, and it puts everyone on notice, and it's going to force the Marauders to continue this great play. As for anyone that may have been sleeping on them, I mean, this tournament surely should wake them up.
Give you a score update in Center Grove Carroll. The Chargers lead by 2 with 10 seconds left in that one. Center Grove's trying to intentionally foul right now, and finally we'll get a call with 6.9 left on the clock. So that's the game for 7th place. Meanwhile, for Homestead, this loss will drop them to 7-2 on the year. But it's not about Homestead right now. It's about Mount Vernon and their star player, Luke Ertl, standing by with our Malachi Stout.
Thank you, Braxton. I'm here with Luke. And Luke, great game tonight. You guys jumped out to a quick lead early in the game. How are you guys able to jump out to such a quick lead?
Well, I mean, you guys like to, play really good help defense. So we just spread it out. I try to get to the paint, and we just, hit shooters. We were making shots tonight.
And you guys held Homestead to only 39 points in this game. How are you guys able to keep their offense in check?
I just think sometimes they just weren't making shots tonight, but also, I thought we did a good job slowing down 30. He's obviously the best player, so we kind of made it difficult for him, and yeah.
And then you guys went unbeaten in the tournament to take home the championship. What are you guys going to take from this tournament going forward?
I think it's going to be big from the semi-state. We have to play, a lot of games in a short amount of time. So, we played 3 good teams. We won double OT. Then we made a close one, and then this one was a little bigger, but it was awesome.
Thank you, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Yes, sir.
Braxton Atticus, back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Malachi. That's a huge benefit of this tournament is preparation for a potential run in the state tournament. You play a lot of games, you play a lot of good competition. You got to learn how to handle the clutch moments. I mean, Mount Vernon this week has played. They had a blowout win to open the Hall of Fame Classic on Tuesday. Then had a really tight game against Crown Point, a double overtime game yesterday, a game against Zionsville today that was somewhere in the middle, and then another big victory here tonight to cap things off. What a week for this team. They're going to be fun to watch the rest of the year. As we started to talk about before Malachi caught up with Luke Ertl, Homestead, this drops them to 7-2 on the year. Now the focus has to shift completely to conference play. Currently they sit at 2-0 and obviously one of the top contenders to win the SAC.
Yeah, and their next game, it looks like it's going to be against Southside, and Southside has been doing great things this year, and they're currently unbeaten in conference play as well. Both Homestead and Southside have yet to lose in conference play, so that should be a fun one coming up. But yeah, you mentioned just shifting focus. If you're Homestead, you can't dwell on this one, as you have to re-engage yourself to go out and compete in a completely different environment, as conference play provides a whole nother challenge, a whole nother element of basketball that you're going to have to conquer. So Homestead needs to wipe this one out of their memory banks, but also keep it in the back of their mind if they want to make a playoff run.
Well, it was another great Homestead holiday tournament. Any thoughts before we go, partner?
I mean, you mentioned it was a great tournament and a new winner once again, and that just proves how competitive this tournament is, and it's just a staple of high school hoops. It's starting to become one of those, so just another great way to cap off another great tournament.
Carroll has just finished off Center Grove 46-41 to take 7th place, and you mentioned this tournament is becoming a staple of high school hoops in Indiana in the weeks surrounding Christmas and New Year's here during winter break. It's been an honor to bring you this tournament each of the last 4 years. It's been great basketball. It's been fun to call. It's been a busy last 2 days. This Homestead Live team bringing you 10 games over this 2-day stretch. We want to give a special shout out to all of them, and especially our producer of this broadcast, Cale Carroll, who was running around both of these days getting things working and making sure nothing would break. On behalf of our Southern reporter Malachi Stout and color commentator Atticus Steen and the entire Homestead Live team, I'm Braxton All saying so long from Spartan Arena.